Let's also not forget the Magic are 4-0 against the Celtics the last 3 postseasons and when facing elimination. And Doc Rivers is 7-13 in closeout games, and that is second worst in NBA history.
Wow, you are the queen of the stats today.
Yeah,
what do you got, Callie Shaw?
Kevin Burke of the KevinBurkeProject.com. I'm joined by somebody who I like to refer to, and this is a compliment, the Lauryn Hill of the industry, Jemele Hill from ESPN. Thanks for spending a few minutes. How you doing today?
Good, good. That is a big compliment. Oh my goodness. She's a once-in-a-lifetime artist.
Are you surprised at your success so far?
I don't know if surprise is exactly the right word. I think the word that I would probably use is I've been fortunate. Just because I didn't get into this to do television. Television was never in any of my plans. I was a print sports reporter. That's what I wanted to do, was stay in newspapers. And ESPN came calling, and they hired me to be a columnist. I know because I'm doing so much television, it actually appears like they hired me to be on TV. Right. They hired me to write. So, with that being said, the television thing just kind of happened. It found me, I didn't find it. And I've been really happy that I've been able to discover a new element of delivering opinions. And that's television. And I'm enjoying it, and I'm happy that I've been able to experience some kind of comfort level with it and doing a lot of different shows. So, again, it really was just timing and just a little bit of fortune.
What changed with you personally that said, you know what, I could do television and I like doing it? What happened with you personally? Some
of it was the reaction you get from television is unlike anything else. It's different from writing. Writing, I think people have time, you have time to express a thought in 1,000 words. On TV, you gotta have it out fresh, quick, and people respond like right away. And I like the response. I like the challenge of trying to say something that I would say in 1,000 words in 30 seconds. That was really what it was all about. And I like the different storytelling elements. The work that I do with Outside the Lines, that's some of the stuff that I'm really proud of, because I'm doing the same thing I would do as a journalist in print, but I'm able to put it to video and to tell the story a different way. So TV, I love challenges. That's just my nature. So being able to, at this stage of my career, get good at something else was just something that was very appealing to me.
You mentioned earlier that you get negative backlash, whether justified or not, because you're a woman and because you're a woman of color. Which of those two was a bigger hurdle for you to cross to get where you are today?
I would say, again, where I've been lucky is that there were a lot of women who went through a lot of stuff that I didn't have to go through. And because they went through it, it was a much different road for me. Women like Leslie Visser, who, when women weren't even allowed in the locker room, she was out there on the grind. And so because she went through that, I didn't really have to go through that. By the time I really started reporting sports, athletes were a little more accustomed to being interviewed by women. Most of the hurdles, if you will, that I always faced was from the audience. And the sports fans are very passionate, and sometimes that passion could be a little bit misdirected. And I've had to tell a few of them, I ain't the one, okay? I see you see the finished product and all, but I am from Detroit, so you can't just the D. So you just can't be talking to me any kind of way. Right. So I had a few incidents, and they were handled appropriately and professionally. But I think. And
you care to share with us?
Well, I mean, for example, I was just sharing this story today. When I was working at the Free Press, there was a guy who used to harass me all the time, calling my voicemail, leaving messages, dropping a bunch of N-bombs on me, all that kind of stuff. I didn't really care about that because, again, unfortunately, I've been used to it for so long. I got thick skin. Doesn't bother me anyway. As I tell him, you call me whatever you want, but I still got direct deposit. That's all good. You ain't my boss, and you don't control my check. Right. So we're all good. Right. But where the line was crossed is I was in the press box covering the game one day, and he called me on my cell phone. And I figured out how he got my number. He called the Free Press, and I think he made it seem like he knew me, and so they just patched him right directly through me. Okay. And so he called, and he starts dropping the same words, and then he's saying like, I'll, basically like, you gonna see me after the game, and I'm like, oh really? I'm gonna see you?
Did I say she's from the D? Yeah.
And it's true, and I was like, partner, I ain't hard to find, so if you want to step it up, come, we can do this. But what I did was I immediately alerted the Free Press security, gave him the number, because the idiot was so dumb, he didn't block his number. Yeah. So had the number, and the guy I was dating Actually, I shouldn't have told him about it probably, and I told him, and the number was still on my phone, and he called the dude back, and let's just say he just told him in some very, very specific, unkind, graphic words what he was going to do if he called that number again. So,
well, you have a dream job in the eyes of many. What's the one thing about your job that you don't like?
You know what? It's really not anything. I think, as you said, I'm in a dream job. I can't think of anything more that I would be doing. You know, sometimes the travel gets a little hectic. You know, ESPN is based in Bristol, Connecticut. I don't live in Bristol. I live in Orlando, and so I have to go back and forth quite a bit. And so there are times where I'm just like, oh my God, can I get on the plane one more time? But other than that, I mean, I just think I'm just in a really blessed situation.